you had a release in regional release in New York and LA, I think you said.
Yeah, we did New York, LA, Boston.
Boston. Festival circuit, how'd you do?
Amazing. I mean, the festival circuit was an amazing experience for me. We played, we did a really great regional run in, we played Buffalo, Phoenix, Oxford, Mississippi, which
Really?
keeps having me back. I made a short experimental film last year. They accepted, and this year I programmed their Mississippi shorts and features. So I'll be going back out there in 2 weeks to, support the festival and show all the films that I programmed. But we played Chicago. We played in Chicago. We did about 8 festivals. We won Brooklyn, we won Best Feature there. Kathy won an acting award in Chicago. We won the audience award in Buffalo. We did really well. And it was great just to meet people and get reactions while taking the film on the road and seeing, how's the South going to react to this film? And it was really fantastic to just see the reactions.
And what did you learn from that as far as from the festival circuit, as far as distribution and so forth?
I learned that you have to be like a politician. When I got too relaxed and didn't...
Like a schmoozer?
Yeah. Like when I got really relaxed and didn't promote the film, the screenings wouldn't be as packed. But then later on in our festival run, I would show up, basically get off the plane, have postcards with stickers on them that said, all right, here's when we're playing, where, and the time. And I would just walk up to anyone near the movie theater and say, hey, how are you? My film's playing here. Here's a postcard. You should come. And it worked.
Wow.
So I kind of like
canvassing.
grassroots canvassed, and then I would go in the women's bathroom and just plaster the women's bathroom right next to the mirrors with like postcards of my film. And
Wow.
I think it's unless you're playing at one of the like huge festivals like Sundance or somewhere where no matter what it's going to be packed and sold out. I think it's a necessary evil to do that because people are looking at the program and trying to think, what should I see today? And if they met you and talked with you for 2 minutes, they'll be like, I talked to her. I'll see her film. And it works.
Yeah, they remember you,
Yeah.
right? They remember you. So what's your next project? I know you've got another one. I mean, you probably had to have some decompressing after 6 years.
I didn't, actually.
You didn't?
I didn't have any decompressing. So
you didn't have any?
No, I thought I was going to. So the timing was... Yeah, the timing was weird. So we were talking a bit before. So Gold Star played a festival in Chicago in August of 2017. And I knew that would be our last festival because I was gearing up for our release in November. And I was like, all right, I can kind of like just plan for the release. And then I started to I was working on another script called Ultra, a feature script, which is about a woman who runs a 100-mile race across Death Valley, and she has a psychotic break with reality. And I'm a distance runner. I'm really obsessed with people that push themselves to these crazy limits. So that's kind of what got me into writing that. And I wrote I saw the film A Ghost Story right around that time when it was released that summer. And I wrote a piece about it, my personal connection to it, that my friend Nick published on his site called The Talk House. And Nick emailed it to David out of the blue. And David emailed me and said, I read your piece and I loved it. Keep me posted on what you're up to. And I was like, great. Because I knew I was gearing up for the release. And then I started like furiously writing Ultra because I'm like, all right, maybe he'll be interested. And then when a few weeks before Gold Star was coming out, I emailed David and said, hey, my film's coming out. I'd love for you to watch it. And he watched it and loved it. And we hopped on the phone and talked about it. And then I laid the groundwork for Ultra. And I said, I'm writing something. I'd just love for you to read it and get your thoughts. And he said, great, send it over whenever. And I was like, oh, no. And then I immediately became not confident at all in the script where it was at. And at this point, it was the week of Gold Star's release. So I worked my day job. I went to the release of Gold Star, did the Q&A, went out with people afterwards, and then stayed up until 5 a.m. writing Ultra, and then did the whole thing over again and sent it to David. And then he read it. So then I'm sorry, this is very long to talk about my next film, but I think it's really important because it shows people that like I think using momentum is really important because if I didn't have another script ready, I think I wouldn't be doing anything right now because the momentum would be kind of dead. But a few months later, after David was kind of mentoring me and giving me advice, I just asked him and said, would you want to come on and produce it? And he said yes to executive producing. He brought on his producing partner, Toby, and they brought on 2 more producers, John and Allison. And they're all incredible people who have the ability to raise the funds, and I don't have to do a thing to do that. I just get to focus on directing. And it's really a dream working with these people. And we're going to start making offers to our lead in the next few weeks because I just finished finishing touches on the script. But yeah, we all went out to Death Valley to scout in May. And as I'm sitting in the van with them, I'm like, I can't believe I'm actually already gearing up to make another film. I kind of was so dead tired by Gold Star that if all the stuff with David didn't kind of take off, I think I would have just took a couple year-long nap.
I mean, I would imagine that one of the things that probably was really helpful in pushing you through that, just taking a wild guess, was because the story was so near and dear to you, and because, like they always say, write what you know, that you weren't going to let go of it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's initially why I decided to direct also, because I was interviewing other directors, because it's the first thing I directed, and I just sensed that I knew no one was going to bleed for this film like I did. And no one would understand it to the extent because write what you know. And that's so true. I kind of thought like, all right, my dad's watching. He's like, are you going to finish it?
Yeah.